Welcome back, guys, to the Silent Hill 2 project. Yes, we've already done this, but there's some things that I missed the first go-around. So, there's something I want to show you here, and I want to point something out that's pretty meaningful. If you originally come into Rosewater Park and you don't go to the little pier gazebo thing and trigger the cutscene with Maria, but instead try to come over here and unlock this, or actually go through this gate, it'll be locked. And James will take note of that. This forces you, kind of directs you to go over to trigger that cutscene with Maria. So you gather from all that information that you're not actually able to make progress until you meet Maria, right? And then when you try to go through with Maria...
Through here.
Strange. I could have sworn.
What? Is something wrong?
No, it's...
James actually says something about it, is where he takes note of, he's like, I just tried to go through this gate a minute ago before I started talking to you, and it was locked, but now that you're with me, the gate is just magically unlocked. So what does that tell you about Maria? Is there more to her than what she is leading on to? Another thing I want to point out about both games is that you never actually introduce yourself to her properly. You never actually say, hey, I'm James. She just knows who you are. That's another thing you should take note of about all of this. Now, there's a few more things that I want to point out before we start this episode. Hang on one sec. All right, the next thing to point out, guys, is as you're coming out of Rosewater Park here, you do actually have a chance to check out Pete's Bolorama while you're still on this side of Nathan Avenue. Now she's gonna point out Jack's Inn and say, hey, we can go through the motel to get around the hole in the road that we checked out in the last episode. But if you make this right...
Wrong way. We already passed the motel.
And keep going this way,
James,
eventually...
Your wife, what was she like? Or is... Sorry, I'm not...
That's fine. Why do you ask?
Just curious.
I'm not sure I want to talk about it.
Oh, come on. You said we look alike? At least give me something.
Well, she liked to play the piano. I'm not sure if you're really that much alike.
Oh? I don't strike you as the pianist type?
Let's just leave it.
Sure, James.
So you get some extra conversation there. But we can actually keep heading west on the map on Nathan Avenue. And this is all new to me, guys. I haven't even seen this area yet. I didn't realize you could do this. So these are all things that I missed from the original game. I mean, from the original playthrough of this game. So it's nice to be showing you this right now. Actually...
You know we're heading the wrong way, right?
Yeah, just bear with me, okay?
Whatever you say, big man.
This is what we need to open up that garage. So
James?
let's go ahead and do that. You kind of have to go against the intentions of the game to find this, but I kind of like that. It's mysterious. And okay, all the stuff that I said in the last episode where I felt like I was watching a soap opera and I had to endure that whole scene in the park with her talking about that statue, well, this is This is making up for that now. I really appreciate how they did this. And I kind of feel guilty. I feel like I talk some shit unjustifiably. But guys, you gotta understand where I'm coming from. Like I said, I've been a fan of Silent Hill since the first game, and have been basically waiting for a good new Silent Hill game for 2 decades. So I had my doubts when this game came out, but the more I'm playing it, the more it's convincing me that this game is...
I'm all for taking the scenic route, but we're not getting any closer to where we want to be, just so you know. This road actually leads out of town.
I know, I felt that maybe she could be around here or something.
Did you know?
This game is it's very, 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 very respectable. I've also got a couple more things to show you after this, but I wanted to show you this first. Like, we just passed the Historical Society. I'm gonna see how far we can go on Nathan Avenue.
Oh, God. Did the monsters get him?
Maybe. Doesn't make much difference now.
I can leave by not leaving. I can only leave by not leaving. The deal is done. He said he left it for me. Where they once were. 1887. Is that a combination? So the game actually rewards you for coming over here. I got a box of handgun ammo. So yeah, guys, that's awesome. And then the real reason why I came over here is because, as you guys saw, Pete's Bolorama is over here, and you can actually go in. And I apologize for missing this in the last video. That's my fault. My bad. There's a lot of stuff that I'm missing, guys. Like I said, I don't know all there is to know about this game. There's still a lot for me to discover.
You know, you can wait outside if you want. I'll just look around the place.
Why would I want to wait outside?
I thought you might not want to.
James, if you don't want me around anymore, you can just say it.
No, it's not that. Just a stray thought.
And you guys, after we played through the original game, you know why he said that. It's kind of cool, right? Hey, what's up with the rack on lane 3? There's some cloth clogging the hood and I can't pull it out. What is that crap? The balls are getting stuck by the end of the lane, so I guess it goes all the way through the under lane. I tried to push it with a pin, but I can't. I can't push the pin in there. I tried both sides. It's blocked. I can't. There's even a save spot in here. You guys remember the cutscene from the original game? Check this out.
This town's full of monsters. Who could just sit here and eat pizza?
So guys, after gathering all these Easter egg things that show scenes and areas from the original game, you know, it makes that little chime sound. It cues that music. It's almost like the original game, you know, the events from the original game actually happened in this game. It's like the same universe or whatever. I don't know any other way to put it, but it's almost like the original game has already happened. And this is like post the original game, you know, because everything's different. So that kind of defeats the purpose of what I'm doing when I'm trying to compare the two games. And that gives them a reason to change things slightly. So, you know, all the major events from the original game you can find in this game. Like, it takes account for it, it takes note of it. But it's like this is almost happening after those events from the original game happened. It's kind of confusing and hard to explain, but I mean, how else would you explain it? We've already come up on several things that we actually do in the original game, and they appear to already have been done or taken place. So what's up with that? Now, I don't know what that note was all about lane 3 and not being able to get the pin out. It's like clogged or whatever. I don't really know what to make of that. There doesn't seem to be anything you can inspect or check out. For a minute there, I thought maybe we could go back behind. But it doesn't look like we can. So I don't know what that note's about. I have to look that up and see. But okay, there's a couple more things I want to show you before the next video, where we will do Brookhaven Hospital. We'll tackle it. But yeah, guys, this is so cool to me, and I appreciate the fact that they did that so much. Now it makes a hell of a lot more sense as to why they made those changes. I didn't even know about this, but it kind of justifies the changes that they made. And you guys, you have no idea how happy it makes me to have just experienced that, what we just did. It's awesome. Now that I do have that jack handle, I'm actually going to come back down here to that garage door so that I can lift it up. Okay, so it was around this way. Let's see what's in here.
You sure that's a good idea?
Yeah, it's fine. Just give me a minute.
It looks like the garage from Car Mechanic Simulator.
Hey! You okay in there? Can you let me in?
Wow, she's really impatient, isn't she?
So, anything good in here?
I don't know.
As good as it gets.
I was just thinking the same thing myself. Anything good in here? There's a newspaper. Mass layoffs at Brookhaven Hospital threaten the institution's future. The layoffs we reported on last month are continuing. Over 10 people have been let go, which has reduced the hospital staff by more than half. Really? If the situation does not improve, staff shortages will put patients at risk. Brookhaven is a hospital with a long history. It was established in 1810 when a deadly epidemic swept through the Silent Hill area. Ever since, it has incessantly brought help to the residents of the town. However, more and more have made their voices heard of how the presence of a psychiatric hospital in the middle of the town has a negative impact on the local community. Residents fear that an incident from 2 years ago might repeat itself. Huh. That's fascinating. Incident from 2 years ago might repeat itself. Okay guys, that's what's in the garage that we had to find the jack handle to open. And a couple more things and we'll be on our way. Actually, I'm lying. Few more things and we'll be on our way. Guys, I'm sorry that I'm having to do it this way and I'm having to repeat the last episode a little bit. And I'm basically just doing this to try to save time because I am actually I'm back at work again. I'm a truck driver and I'm working a lot. So I'm trying to do this to save time.
The walls are so thin, you can hear everything. Love,
now here's another thing that I missed.
Jealousy.
So you can go over here to this room 106 and actually come into it.
Cozy.
This room. There's something wrong with it. I think we should leave.
Oh, loosen up, James. It sure beats running around with those monsters out there.
I'm not so sure.
So why would he say that? Can anybody guess? Well, you have to have played another Silent Hill game to know what he's talking about. Silent Hill 3, this is actually the room that Douglas and Heather stayed in. And actually there's Douglas's hat right there. So James is getting an uneasy feeling from it. And you can actually come back to this room later on and we'll try to do that, but there's some changes in here. I'll try to remember to do that. Okay, and then I've got a couple more things to show you. And I'll end this video right here, but I want to make sure that I'm getting as much as I can, you know, including some of the stuff that I might miss in a previous episode. I'm just doing this for the sake of completion, really. All right, guys. Once you got your stuff,
So that's what it was for.
the key and all the items
Hey.
from Jackson, you come out here. And I pointed this out in the last video, but I managed to forget the cutscene. I said this is Ernest Baldwin's mansion, right? This is actually where you can get the white
That
chrism.
liquid. What is that?
And that's an item that you need to get one of the endings. It's actually the ritual ending. You need 3 other items along with that one. And one of them we passed up. It's at the beginning of the game in the cemetery. But if you guys can tell, she's not coming through the door. Let's find out why.
Is everything all right?
Yeah, it's just... This place just gives me the creeps. I'm not sure why.
You ever been inside?
I'm not sure. It does feel familiar somehow. Like a bad memory. It's nothing, really.
Now guys, I mentioned that in the expansion for the original Silent Hill 2, there's like a side story, a side quest. It's bonus content for the game, and you actually play as Maria, and it's called Born from a Wish, and it actually shows us how Maria comes to be. And that's all I'll say about it right now, but you're actually in this mansion in that bonus content playing as Maria, and it's pretty it's a pretty disturbing storyline, but it explains Maria and, you know, how she exists and where she came from, and in a very subtle way. So it's just alluding to it right here, which is really cool, actually. Okay, one more thing to show you. It's in Heaven's Night. I'll be back with you in just a sec. Okay guys, the last thing I want to show you that I've missed, not saying that I didn't miss anything else, I'm sure I probably did, but it's in Heaven's Night, and it's this beer that's on tap. You have to look very closely, but you've actually got some Easter eggs right here too. This, the names of the beer. It's really cool. You got one called Red Velvet. Remember the scene in the apartments with Pyramid Head and the mannequin, where there are definitely things going on, and the game is alluding to it. I said it comes from the movie Blue Velvet, the David Lynch movie, okay? And you can see it right there, Red Velvet. Okay, now I think this is hilarious because there's actually another movie that Team Silent was inspired by when they made the original Silent Hill, Silent Hill 1. It's called Jacob's Ladder, and you've got a beer here called Jacob's Lager. Now, they were also inspired by another David Lynch film called Twin Peaks, and you've got a beer here called Ale Peaks, along with Toluca Light. So I just think that's really cool how they put that in there. It just goes to show that they knew their stuff, they did their research, and you know, the level of depth that they went to being fans of the original Silent Hill 2 game. All the stuff that they did. I don't know if I pointed this out either, but there's Lisa's uniform. And so guys, hopefully I found most of the stuff that I overlooked in the last episode. I was too busy talking about my feelings on, you know, the new Heaven's Night, and how it, you know, how I would break it down and what it means to me. You know, how I feel about all of this. It means more to me now that I realize, you know, you can still go back and you can do all the stuff that you can do in the original game. It's just slightly different, like with the whole Pete's Bolorama scene and all that. They changed it a little bit, but they included it, and I like that they included it. I like that a lot. So yeah, I'll see you in the next episode where we're going to be tackling Brookhaven Hospital. So guys, get ready. It's going to be awesome. I'll see you then. Thanks for watching. Later.